Yeah, hello and welcome to one more quick update about VeChain. VeChain is not really moving a lot, while a lot of cryptos in the last few days had a major sell-off. Interestingly, VeChain is holding fairly well. It obviously also, like many other cryptocurrencies, moved up here back in April here in an impulsive move to the upside. In my opinion, that was a wave one, the first impulsive wave of this overall trend to the upside. We are now coming down here in this wave 2, which consists of an A, B, C wave, and we are now in the wave C. And within the wave C, we are here probably, like many other cryptocurrencies as well, in a wave 4. That wave 4 might now be complete, but to really confirm that, we would want to have a break below the swing low here at 2.8 cents, and currently we are holding fairly well above that. And I would still see here the wave 2 low, which is basically where the overall correction will be finished. I still see that lower than the previous low from the 12th of May, which was at 2.3 cents. I gave you before already the key support levels here, and one of them was the 2.2 cent level. Absolutely important. We haven't even reached that yet, and below that and I don't think that is actually too unrealistic. I mean, in the worst case, I think we could actually see a 1 cent VeChain. That would be quite a bit of a drop from here, but there is still space for further price drops. And even though the VeChain price is below the 88.7% FIB level at the moment, which is, by the way, at 3.3 cents, I wouldn't be too worried about it. It is holding at the moment actually fairly well, even though it is below that actual original target area that I defined back in November, December. I mean, we talked about prices all the way down to 3.3 cents. And back then everybody thought I was crazy and I was too bearish. And even I didn't think we would actually reach really that lower support level of my target area, but we did. And we even broke it slightly to the downside. But we have actually, we actually hold quite well here above 2.8 cents. And even if we are below that 88.7% FIB level, it's no reason to get worried necessarily. I mean, in that wave A here back in July, VeChain actually came down already to the price level below the 78.6% FIB level, so below 6.1 cents. Actually, that low was, I think, around 5.5 cents. So you actually have to assume that the price drops at least to that level anyway, and then we are nearly already at the 88.7% FIB level, and that we now drop below it, not a major issue as long as VeChain recovers quickly when the other coins recover as well. The overall chart looks good. It looks like a proper corrective chart in a wave 2 here. A good chart, absolutely. No reason to have any headache about this chart, because there are some charts like AVAX, for example, I talked about that before, where I have a bit of a headache. But I will cover that in an upcoming AVAX video. Don't worry. So that will be, well, maybe worry, but no, the AVAX video is going to happen. But also here, I mean, primary expectation is we are still going to see a lower low. The reason for that is as well, typical bear flag here. You can see it like that. We came down here with that flagpole, and what we are just doing now is just a consolidation in an overall downtrend still. You can call that a bearish pennant or triangle or whatever, but this would normally break to the downside, and I gave you the key level 2.8 cents. Interestingly, we are now approaching here with the price moves that descending trend line, so a decision is about to happen. You have here enough touch points to draw here such a trend line, and we are soon going to get another touch point. So this is probably in the next couple of days, we're going to see a decision here. And as soon as we drop below 2.8 cents, I think we're going to see more sell-off. Here, first target would be the 2.4 cent level, the next support. And then, I think 2.4 and then 2.2. I told you that already, that level here. And then we could even drop down to 1 cent. So let's take a look actually at the VPVR. Take a look at where would be historical volume spikes. And that is actually here, where we currently have a bit of an area of trade, but just below that here actually there's another spike. So actually before we drop down to 1 cent, we have an area of support here, which is actually pretty much starting at 2 cents. So I'm not too wrong about 2.2 cents. I think this is actually where you see those historical volumes spikes starting, yeah. So that is actually why we could find some support there. And only when we overcome this to the downside, then we can expect another drop. But yeah, really below 1 cent, you will actually have a black hole here. And then if we drop below a cent, you could say, right, we might drop all the way down to 0.6 of a cent. I don't hope we get there, because this would really mean quite bearish sentiment here for VeChain at the moment. So yeah, at the moment, primarily, I still expect here lower prices for VeChain before we can see a sustainable recovery. I gave you the key support levels. Of course, to the upside, a breakout to the upside would be possible above the 78.6% fib level, above 3.3 cents. I think we could see some price moves, first of all the way up to 4.4 cents. Previous support, and if we break above that, then all the way up to the wave A low from July at 5.5 cents, and then the 78.6% fib level at 6.15 cents. This is currently where we are. Primarily, as I said, further downside expected before we have a chance to move up, in my opinion. And should we finally get the low in, which could theoretically happen at any time, so even if I say I now primarily expect lower prices, the price could turn around at any point in time now, because we have reached that target area. So what is important in such a corrective wave 2 is that we have this 3-wave move, a wave A down, a wave B up, and a wave C down, and that wave C should come below the low of the wave A, below 5.5 cents. That did it, yeah. We've been talking about that for many months now, and because it did reach the target area, well, it actually went below it slightly, but because it's done what it needs to do in the correction from a high level point of view, at any point in time that sentiment could shift now, and if we move up, I wouldn't have a headache at all. So from my point of view, it can do that, no problem at all, and it would be ready for new all-time highs. But to do that, we would first need to see an impulsive move up, so a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move, and then a corrective move down. That would be a good indicator that the low is in. We want to see a first impulsive wave up and a first corrective move down with 3 waves, and that would then mean that the low is in if we make a higher low in that corrective wave, yeah. So yeah, and of course, therefore, I pay a lot of attention currently to the crypto charts, and I will of course keep you updated if I see any change in the chart. And because people always ask, what will be the price target for VeChain in the next bull run? My view is it will be at least 45 cents. That is the 1.618 Fibonacci extension level. 1.618 Fib extension. That is the minimum target for a wave 3 to the upside, and that would not happen in a straight line. So if I make an arrow here, this will not happen like that. There will be a lot of ups and downs, and any move up will also have a lot of gaps, a lot of corrective waves in between. But this is the minimum that it would need to do in a wave 3. As soon as we break above the all-time high, I think we can expect this 45 cent level. That would of course be nice. That would be more than a 10x from here. All right, and that is my view about VeChain at the moment. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and also consider to join as a channel member if you really like the content, and maybe check out the trading course I'm currently offering on morecryptoonline.com. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.